again, and that's for sure. When some more people get in here, we're gonna talk about some things, man. Some things going on in the world. Pull things up to y'all for a minute. I'm gonna read to y'all something. I need y'all to make sure y'all paying attention to what I'm saying. All right, let's get it cracking. I wanted to make sure. So now I'm going to read something to y'all, and I need y'all to get an understanding of what I'm about to read. I'm talking to all of Israel. This is who I'm talking to. I hear blacks all the time, especially Israel. When I say Israel, I'm speaking of the blacks, and Latinos and Hispanics. That's of Native American, of Negro descent. We live in a delusional world because we always say all white people ain't bad. And we steady try to join hands with white people. We try to join and deal with everybody but ourselves. So I want to read something to y'all. This is what I want to read to y'all. This is not my survey. This is white people sitting down with other white people. This is the Public Religion Research Institute. It's a research organization that does public opinion surveys on topics like religion, race, politics, and social networks. So this is what they're saying. It's white folks sitting down with other white folks. So let's read what it's saying. It's a claim like that is too broad to state for a fact about all white Americans. The best support recent data I found says 70% of white adults report that all or most of their close friends are of the same race or ethnicity as them, which implies that many have mostly the same race friends and groups. 74% have no black friends at all. He said there are older surveys that found about 75% of white Americans had no black friends in their close networks. But from that was from 2014. He said, so now, yes, a newer data still points in that direction. In 2022 until now, work found that 67% of white American core social network were entirely white, which means most respondents still reported non-white people in their close networks. He said that's not exactly the same wording as no black friends, but it supports a broader idea that many white Americans still have few or no black friends in their close circles. So the safest way to say it is recent surveys still shows white American close friend networks are often overwhelmingly white, and the pattern has not changed much. So you might be saying, well, what do I mean by that? If it say 70 to 75% of white Americans say they don't associate with blacks or don't associate with nobody outside their race, then when I hear you black folks say, "Oh, white people ain't bad," who are y'all talking about? Y'all can't talk about, y'all possibly can't be talking about 75% to 70. I'm just gonna say 70%. There's 70%. 70% of white Americans to this day, they say they don't associate with blacks or have no black friends in their network. This is not something I made up. I'm reading it to you. So when I hear black folks say all the time that, oh, black people, oh, white people ain't bad. Well, I don't understand what y'all talking about, because when I read the statistics, 70 to 75% don't associate with blacks. So that means when I hear y'all say, oh, black, white people are bad, that means y'all are also trying to grab hold to the 70% that say they don't associate with you. So when you hear us come out and we make them statements, statistics back up the statements that we're making. The statistics say we're making the right statements. The statistics say we right. Public Religion Research Institute, PRRI, you can look it up. They said 70 to 75% say they don't associate with blacks. So y'all are all talking about the 25%. Every time I hear blacks, they talk about the 25% because the majority don't mess with us. And this proves this. Let me show it to you. I don't want you to think I made it up. Hold up. You can see that bottom part. I'll be able to see that bottom part. That bottom part says, so the safest way to say it is, recent surveys still show that white Americans' closer friends networks are often overwhelmingly, for y'all that don't know what that means, overwhelmingly white, and the pattern has not changed much. So it's 70 to 75%. They don't associate with blacks or nobody outside their ethnic group. So when I hear y'all all make that comment that all white folks ain't bad, I don't know who y'all talking about. So now we're going to go into the Bible just to substantiate some things I was saying. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. And the reason I'm reading to you about Deuteronomy 28 is because the problem we having is 70 to 75% of white Americans say they don't associate with blacks. But I hear blacks all the time say white folks ain't bad. That's a sickness, a delusional we have in our heads. We hoping and we wishing for something. Now just think, in 2026, they saying 70 to 75% don't associate with blacks. So just think, what do you think the numbers was in 70 when I was growing up, 80? Even in the early 90s, if it's 2026 and it's 70 to 75%, these are the numbers. I didn't make them up. I read them to you. So now, the reason why I read them to you is this. Blacks, anytime we have a tendency to have a white friend or get clued with white friends, we always have a tendency to turn against our people. And the first thing we do is when we get a white friend, we become desensitized to our people. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I got a white girlfriend or a white friend, when something happened to somebody black, you know the first thing I hear, white people or black people, this interracial couples or white friends, they justify it. What am I talking about? Well, when the thing first happened with Nolan Wales, everybody was trying to come up with an excuse. Well, we don't know what happened. This could have happened. That could have happened. This could have happened. I was really torn about making this video because I feel like Nolan Wales, not just Nolan Wales, it's a lot of black brothers that's against brothers like me. They speak about brothers like me. When we tell them that's not your friend, that's your enemy, I become their enemy. I become their enemy because I'm telling them that's not their friend. And you might say, well, I'm just speaking out to be speaking. I'm going to read these statistics to you one more time so you won't say it's me. And then when I read it to you, I'm going to go into the scriptures. So let me read it to you again. The Public Religion Research Institute. It say, yes, in the new data, it still points in the direction work found that 70% of white American core social networks were entirely white, which means most white respondents still reported to non-white people in the closest network. He said that is exactly the same wording as no black friends, but it still supports a broader idea that many white Americans still have few or no black friends in their close circle. 2014 reported 75% of whites had entirely white social networks without any minority presence in their very close claim you saw. So the safest way to say recent surveys still show white American close friend and networks are often overwhelmingly white and the pattern has not changed. So I don't want y'all to ever say, when y'all hear us say white people ain't your friend, the statistics just say that. This is from 2014 into now. So now, this is the problem we have. No males. And I fault a lot of these black people's parents because they push that on us. Let me help y'all understand this. Black folks been trying to join with white folks since slavery. They tried it during the 1900s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, at least the 70s, or back then we at least knew who our enemy was. But you always had that half of us that wanted to join and join. And guess what? 2026, y'all still trying the same shit. And it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't gonna happen, because the Most High said Jacob and Esau, these two nations ain't gonna never come together. But before I go there, let me read something to y'all. And this is what the Most High said, because black folks have this illusion in their mind that we all come together and we supposed to come together when my God separated us. And he told us to separate from the other nations. Why? Because these nations are going to be above us. Why? When we start associating with these other nations, we stop caring about our own people. So now let me read you some scriptures for all you Christians out there that say we supposed to join. This is Deuteronomy chapter 1. These be the words which Moses spoke unto all Israel on this side of the Jordan. Most Christians, when they pick up the Bible, they don't address the audience that's being talked to. They'll just pick up the Bible and say, read 1 Peter 15, and then make it to be about everybody. So who is the audience talking to? So I wanted to show you. These be the words which Moses spoke to all of Israel on this side of Jordan. So he's talking to the Israelites. So I need you to understand that. So now, let's go on. Let's get to where I'm going. We're going to do Deuteronomy 28. And the reason why we're going to Deuteronomy 28, because the Most High told us something. He told us if we did everything. Well, let me just go to Deuteronomy 28. It said, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes which the Lord command thee this day, all these curses shall come upon thee. So these curses came upon us because we didn't follow the Most High. One of the things the Most High told us that was going to happen to us, let me read it to you. It say, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spoke unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy you. So the Most High said we was going to be put on ships and scattered. And when we got off them ships, we shall be sold to our enemies. I need you to really let that enemy word stick in your head, because it's so hard for y'all to believe. That means whether we got off the ships in what they would call Puerto Rico, whether we got off the ships in South America, whether we got off the ships in Haiti, Jamaica, the islands, America, we all got sold to our enemies. not our friends. So let's keep going. I'm going to take you throughout this Bible, and what I'm going to show you is the Most High told us to separate ourselves. We keep trying to join with a nation that's killing us when he told us to separate. So let me read it to you, because y'all don't believe in separation. Y'all believe this exclusion thing. So I'm going to take you from the New Testament to the Old Testament to the New Testament and show you that when the Most High speaks, he's talking to the children of Israel, and this is the directions he's given them. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 8. It say this: when the Most High divided the nations, he didn't bring all the nations together, he divided them. It said, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. When the Most High separated the people, he chose Israel. He didn't choose everybody. He separated everybody and he chose one people. I know that's so hard for you Christians to believe, but most of y'all don't read the Old Testament. Before you, the Old Testament, by the time you get to the New Testament, you're talking about anywhere from 15 to 1700 years later. So let's keep going. I'm going to go from scripture to scripture. Stay here, hold on. We're going to Ecclesiasticus. We're going there and get some more up out of here. We're going to go there. That's in the Apocrypha. It's 12, chapter 10. Let me just go here in 10. This say never. This is what the Most High told the children of Israel. Never trust thy enemy. For like iron rust, so is his wickedness. Did you hear what he said? Never trust your enemy, just like iron gonna rust, so will his wickedness. So let me tell you what this means. The Most High said, you don't trust your enemy. Nolan Wales, you don't trust them. For as sure as iron rust, when you buy a new knife or any new utensils, and after a while, sooner or later, it get that rust spot on it. It gets a rust spot on it. You didn't try to get it off shine. A rust spot comes on it. Sooner or later, rust happens on it. So what the Most High saying, sooner or later, your enemy, he gonna reveal himself, Nolan Wales, and that's what happened. When Nolan Wales got killed, none of his so-called friends stepped up. What about the ones that might have not been involved who did the actual act? They didn't step up. All of them stuck together. My God said, never trust your enemy, for sure as an iron rust, so will his wickedness. I got to read that again because that goes over a lot of Christians' head. Never. So that means the children of Israel have enemies. They have enemies. We all ain't one people. My God telling his people, never trust your enemies. Who is your enemies? Well, I read it to you that when we got off them ships, we was going to be scattered to the four corners of the earth, and we were going to be sold by our enemies. We was going to be sold for slave men and slave women. So my God said, even when you come up out of that slavery, don't you trust your enemy. Don't you trust it. Don't listen to niggas like enemy. For sure as the iron rusts, so will his wickedness. I want to be alive while they hung white friends. A lot of white friends didn't even report the unaliving. Never trust your enemy. Thus said. So let's keep going. We're gonna see if we can get some more on this. Because I don't want y'all to be like, yeah, we gonna see if we can get some more. He said, don't never trust your enemy. For sure as the iron rusts, and iron is gonna rust. Sooner or later, iron gonna rust. He said, show will their wickedness. They can't help themselves. It's gonna come. Let's see if we can find some more. We're going to go to Leviticus 20 and 6. We're going to go to the law. We're going to the Torah now. We're going to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. It says, ye shall be unto me, ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord, am holy, and I have severed you from other people, that ye shall know to be mine. The Most High said, I separated you from other people. I didn't bring y'all all together. I separated the children of Israel. Let me read it again. It say, Leviticus 20 and 26, and ye shall be holy unto me. You're going to be separate. You're going to be separated from everybody to the Lord. For I am the Lord, am holy. The Most High say he's separate from the other nations and the other gods. He's separate. He said, and I have severed you from other people. And he said, and I have separated you from other people, that you should know to be mine. The Most High said, I separated y'all from other people. He didn't bring us all together. And I know it's so hard for black folks to realize that, because these churches don't. It's like we was just at the, they don't call it the Jazz Fest, but we was at the Cincinnati thing this week. And a brother wanted to pull down on us. And the first thing this dumb nigga come out of his mouth and talk about, we supposed to love everybody. And you know what really hurts my heart is I know most people can't comprehend what they read, because ain't no damn way in the world you read this Bible and told me God loved everybody, because he didn't. And this what made me know that most Christians, most people couldn't comprehend what they're reading, because when you pick this Bible up, the Most High don't love nobody in here but the children of Israel. That's it. So let's keep going. Leviticus 15 and 31. Every scripture I'm going to read to you, the Most High is telling the children of Israel, separate yourself. I separated you from the other people. I separated you. Would you know what it means to be separated? That means set apart. We ain't together. So let's keep going. Leviticus chapter 15. We can go to Leviticus chapter 15. And we're going to go to verse 31. It said, thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness. And he said, and from among them, you know, it's just always, wait, let me hold up. To separate us from our uncleanness, man. Our uncleanness was coming with dealing with other nations. You know, the Most High told us, if we don't separate from them other nations, you know what's going to happen? Them other nations going to get above you. I want y'all to really let that sink in your mind. The Most High telling you, hey, get away from them people and separate yourself from them people. If you don't separate yourself from them people, they're going to get above you. They're going to become the head and you're going to become the tail. They're going to lend to you. You can't lend to them. They're going to sell to you. And you ain't going to be able to sell. Are you really grasping what the Most High told the children of Israel? Do that sound like somebody trying to unify? God ain't never tried it. The Most High, Yahweh, ain't never tried to unify the children of Israel with all people. That's not biblical. That's not even in context. So let's keep going. We're going to go to the book of Numbers. I really want y'all to think about that. The Most High telling you, if you don't get away from these people, they're going to get over you. They're going to get above you. That don't sound like he's telling us to be equal with these people. He's telling us, hey, get away from these people. Get away from them, or you're going to be the workers. That's what y'all going to be. Throughout the Bible, he told us to separate. But yet and still, black folks try so hard to separate. I mean, not separate. They try to integrate. They sent that little boy, Carmelo Anthony, in front of all white jury. And then afterwards, you hear his father talking about how he listened to everybody and he sold his son out. But it's too late. Your son got life because you choose to believe in a system that ain't never been for us, ain't never helped us. When I say black folks live in a delusional world, we do. And the only people we willing to turn up on is each other. So let's keep going. I want to see when this Most High was telling us all to come together, when he kept telling us to separate. So let's go to Numbers chapter 16. Wait a minute, I'm in Leviticus. I'm on Leviticus. That's that Ezra. I got all these different notes on here. That's Ezra. We're going to Ezra 6 and 21. It said, and the children of Israel, which were come out again out of captivity, and all such has separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel. We separated. You heard what he said, separated from the heathen. When we was in captivity, the Most High said, when we came up out of that, we separated ourselves from the heathens that was in that land and went to go worship our God. They didn't come with us. They were heathens. The Most High separated us from them. Notice throughout the Bible, the children of Israel is always being separated, only for you Christians to get to the New Testament, and all of a sudden it ain't about the children separating no more. That's just some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. And every time I hear blacks think this way, this is how we keep losing. I ain't your enemy. That next black man ain't your enemy. The person that's really your enemy, you ain't got enough balls to fight. So we go out to fight them. You just need to shut up and listen to what we're trying to tell you. Go research it. Look it up. Let's go to Nehemiah. Every time you hear the Most High talking in the Bible, he constantly telling his children of Israel, hey, man, if we don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you. And we always avoided that. That's why we known as stiff-necked people in the Bible. We known as hard-headed niggas in the Bible. Let's keep going, though. I still ain't seen this we are the world, we are the children come together thing. I still ain't seen that yet. This is Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 3. Now, it came to pass when they had heard the law that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. You know how y'all call it this mixed multitude? Y'all want to say was with the children of Israel. When we heard the law, we separated ourselves from them. We separated them. Notice every time when we tell the Most High, we separating from another group of people. The Most High having us separate from other people. I keep reading y'all, we separating. We ain't coming together. Where is this coming together at theme in the Bible for the children of Israel? And what I mean by that is I say most of the time when we open up the Bible, we don't read who is the audience being addressed. Y'all open up the Bible, find a verse, and just start reading it. And then y'all make that verse apply to everybody when y'all mix the whole context and who is the conversation and who is having a conversation and who is the conversation about. Notice the Most High said, separate yourself. That don't sound like he's talking to everybody. He's talking to a group of people. He ain't talking to everybody. If I'm telling you separate yourself, then I can't be talking to everybody. So let's keep going. See, the reason why I'm saying it like this because I'm gonna read you these statistics about half of the people that can't comprehend what they read. And a lot of people gonna say, I can understand what I read. Majority of the people gonna say that, but the statistics say something different. Let's keep going. We're going to go to the New Testament now. Every time somebody pull down on us, they want to talk about love. And we talk about loving each other and building with each other. How the hell we go build with other people and we ain't even building up each other and loving each other and working inside with each other? But we want to go try to build and love another nation instead of trying to build and love with each other. I don't understand that. He said, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast you out in your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. See, that's what we go to. We even separated from our own people. You know why Israel was separated? When I say Israel, they know who they're talking to. When my people go out and preach this truth of the Bible, we get outcast by everybody. Everybody get mad at us because we don't believe in universal love. Everybody get mad at us because we don't believe in abortions. Everybody get mad at us because we don't believe in homosexuality. Everybody get mad at us because we believe in keeping the Sabbath on a Saturday, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. We'll give up our Saturday for the Most High. Everybody get mad at us because we went in captivity for breaking God's laws, only for the church to say we don't have to keep God's laws. That don't make no sense. He punished us for breaking them, so now we don't got to keep them no more. That ain't how that work. He punished us to break them. Christ came to redeem us so we can, and he showed us the way to walk. He showed us the way to walk. Like, this is how you do this. Zacharias, his wife, they walked like that. They walked out. Christ is not the only one in the Bible that's known to keep all the commandments. You need to read Luke chapter 1. Zacharias and his wife, they kept all the law and followed the commandments too. And every time we bring that up and read these scriptures to Christians, they say, that can't mean that. That's what the scriptures say. Or maybe you were taught something different. Let's keep going. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. Six, 17. It said, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separated, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean, and I will receive you. He said, wherefore, he said, separate from among them. This even in the New Testament, the children of Israel is always told to separate. You know what happened when we don't separate? This is what happened when we don't separate and we join with other nations. Now, Margaret Stinger, she came up with Planned Parenthood, which was to kill our babies off. We join with other nations. We think ain't nothing wrong with killing babies now. We join with other nations. It's been through the Greek history, the Roman history. Homosexuality has always been big. But now we feel like ain't nothing wrong with that. Churches, some say, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's like everything we join with these nations that the Most High told us not to do, these nations convinced us to do it. And we doing them. And then what happens is when you meet a brother like me or my other brothers say, hey, man, we got to come back and keep God's laws. We hate it. Christ said you was going to be separated too. The children of Israel, my brothers, my people, my workers, I work for. That's who I work for. I work for Christ. He said, when y'all go out there, y'all going to be separated. Y'all going to separate too. Not only did I tell y'all to separate from other nations, but your own nation going to separate from you because you're going to walk the way I told you to walk. You're going to do the things I told you to do, and it's going to be another separation. So you got to remember in Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, Christ said he didn't come. He said, think not that I came to cause peace on earth. I didn't come to cause peace. I came to bring a sword. He came to separate. Just like he told you in the end, he's going to separate all the people again, the sheep here and the goat here. It's about separation throughout the Bible. The only thing that's ever talked about unified is the children of Israel. They're the only people thinking about getting unified in the Bible. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Every time, you know what love is in the Bible? 1 John 5:3. Love is an action. When you want to know what love is, because y'all talk to all this time about love. If you want to know what love is, let me show you for a minute. Let me give you an example. When a woman say, you don't love me, you acting like you ain't loving me, you feel like you got to do something to show you love her, don't you? Yeah, you do. You feel like it's an action you got to show her. But why, when it comes to the Most High and you say you love the Most High, it's not an action that you got to show him. It's just something you can say out your mouth. Or maybe you think it's a warm, fuzzy feeling inside your chest or something. I don't know. It's an action. You got to show your woman you love her. You got to show the Most High you love him. And how do we show we love him? By doing what the hell he told us to do. That's how we show we love him. And we ain't crying about that shit. So let's go to Matthew 25 and 32. Let's see. This is Matthew 25. This is Jesus Christ talking. This is Christ talking. And before him shall be gathered all nations. This is Christ. And he shall separate, just like the Most High separated us in the beginning, even with the Tower of Babel. When we was trying to build a tower, he knocked it down and gave us all different languages. It's never been about separation with it's never been about us gathering with all nations in the Bible. That's not no concept. That's not something that can be substantiated, not in Bible text. The Most High always told the children of Israel to separate in the Bible, and that's who the Bible is about. So this is Christ talking now. Matthew 25 and 32. Now, I showed you all throughout the Old Testament, the Most High told us to separate ourselves. Now we're in the New Testament, and he still tells us to separate ourselves. So now I'm going to read to you Jesus Christ. You know the man y'all say, well, the man we know him as a nigga. That's who we know Christ is. Blessed be the Most High. Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai, Christ, a black man down here, to work with us. That Christ was a nigga in every sense of the word. He's not that passive guy. He was flipping tables, making whips. He was a dog. The children of Israel was dogs. They're not them passive, sissified men in the Christian churches or in these movies y'all seen. That's not who. You got that time, everybody against you, and you go on out here and you talk for everybody, and you telling them the sins. Weakness means you find in the church that preach that prosperity preaching, who ain't gonna tell that sister, hey sister, it's got to be a point in time when you start stepping up and taking the blame for some of the shit you doing. Not all this, if you do this, you can get that. You put in this money and this gonna come back and God gonna bless you with a new car. This all you hear in churches about prosperity preaching, not about get your shit together so when Christ returns, he don't knock your head off. That's the preaching I get. That's the preaching I get. Follow them laws. When Christ returns, you want that crown on your head. You want to be able to then do what you're supposed to do. You got to endure to the end. So let's see what Christ said one more time. Did Christ believe in everybody coming together? Let's read what he said. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. That means the white people, he's going to put over there. The Arabs, he's going to set them over there. And when I say white, all of them won't even look white. Some of them going to look like you think they were black, but they were white because they had white fathers like Bob Marley, Stacey Dash. There's a few of them out here. But he's going to separate. Let's read it again. It said, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goat. And he shall set the sheep, the children of Israel, that's us, at his right hand, but the goats, that's you other nations, to his left. He's separating us again. And he said, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye and be blessed, my father, and inherit the kingdom. Meaning, he's going to tell us, hey, y'all was in Egyptian captivity because y'all was hard-headed. Y'all went to the Babylonian, the Syrian, the Persian, the Greek, the Roman, the British, parts of the USSR, the American captivity, and my Israelites that stood strong, the sheep over here, y'all did what y'all said. Come on, the kingdom is for you. That's why when you read in Revelations 21, it's 12 gates. Ain't no such thing as no one gate. That's Christianity. In the Bible, it's 12 gates of the children of Israel. We are the sheep. See, let me help y'all understand this. In the Old Testament, the Most High has judgments against other nations. All the nations got judgments coming. No other nation has really got their judgment until Christ returns. So what am I saying? You don't get a chance to go get to the New Testament and let's say I'm an Egyptian and now I escape my judgment by being grafted into the children of Israel. Now the children of Israel, their judgment up. Now I'm jumping to theirs. Now I ain't got to worry about judgment because the children of Israel judgment up. And now I'm going to ride with them because I'm grafting them. And now I don't even have to get my judgment. Ain't that how a white man think? Think about it. I'm going to escape my punishment. But when the people being redeemed from their punishment, I'm going to join with them. I ain't got to keep the laws. I ain't got to keep commandments. I got to do none of the things they got to do. I just get it because I can just be grafted in and say I believe in Christ. Now, who the hell believes some shit like this? Is the things they tell my people, and they believe this. They believe this. You don't escape. You know what it says in the book of Jeremiah? Look it up. Just Google. Just somebody Google, I shall repent. Then I shall turn away the evil. Just go in there and Google that. They have to repent as a nation. Ain't no one man get free. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Ezra, Isaiah, none of these people can escape the judgment. In Christ, when he came, we were still under Roman captivity. Christ had a warrant out for his arrest. The Romans was looking out for him. He couldn't even escape the captivity we was in. He came to redeem us from that captivity because he knew he had to die. So why do the other nations get to escape? The good people get to escape their judgment when we didn't get to escape ours? That don't make sense. Only a slave mentality would think like that. Let's keep going. Because Christ ain't thinking like that. Christ said, listen, I'm going to separate my people because they went through it all. They went through it all. They had, listen, their teeth was kicked out. They was hung, slung, murder, anything you can think about. They done done it to my people. All because they was hard-headed and broke them laws, but the Most High always kept a remnant of his people who stayed down. Stayed down. See, when Christ come, he don't really want to do what he's about to do, so he's trying to give us a change. This is what grace is about. Most people don't think what grace, know what grace is. Grace is a time period. Grace is a period to say, I'm about to get my shit together. It's a time period. You know how sometimes you get a grace to pay your car note? You get a grace period sometime where you can pay some of your bills or some of your electric. They give you a little grace period. Hey, you pay this, but you better have this by this time. You know you got to have that by that time. So why you think the Most High grace? Why do we take that grace for granted? Why do we take his grace for granted like it's nothing? Like good? No, it's a time period. See, if we were still living in the old days in the Old Testament, a lot of us would be dead. We do sins that's committed worthy of death. I know I would have been dead. I'm still not worthy of what the things Christ came. I'm not worthy of the Most High, what he doing for me and what he set up for us. I ain't worthy of that. I done did things, man, that I feel real bad about, but under the grace of the Most High, I believe he forgave me for that. But just on the strength of him giving me that grace gave me a chance to get back. Because if I was under the old law, I'd be dead. A whole lot of us. I ain't got to say I'll be dead. A lot of y'all be dead too. We'd be dead together. We would be dead. I think half of Israel would be dead. Especially the ones in the Christian church. Y'all dead for sure. Y'all would have been breaking the Sabbath. Y'all eat pork, shrimp, crab, blah. Man, they would have definitely killed y'all. So let me read that again. You Christian. It say, I love reading this. It say, and before him shall be gathered all nations. Why is Christ separating all the people and then he take the children of Israel and let them know the kingdom of heaven has already been prepared for them? He said, why do Christians teach that grace is praying over food before? I don't know. That's what they teach. That's because they don't take God's grace. They don't take it serious. Hey, listen, you know what I learned by being, when I got in I always tell people this. When I start studying the Bible and actually learning it, the Bible scared me. And when I say scared me, I'm going to tell you like this. For y'all, those who don't know me, I had a real rough past. And I know some real dangerous, serious guys. From here to Atlanta to New York, Chicago, Detroit, I was affiliated with a lot of these guys. Guys that make some guys' skins just bumps come around when they come around. But I was confident around these guys. I'll go to sleep around them and everything because I was actually one of them guys. But I've never really feared nothing, not even death, until I really picked this Bible up and started studying it. And I had a fear that came over me that I ain't never felt before. And this fear that came over me had a fear on me so much now that now I be thinking when I'm about to do something wrong, I'll be like, man, the Most High gonna get me for this. I can't do that. Man, he gonna do this for me. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I have that fear. That grace period he gave me was enough to make me sit down and start studying when he could have killed me a long time ago. He could have killed me. He could have judged me. And when the Most High judge you, it's not a judgment you want. When he judges you, it's usually a judgment that you really don't want. I could have been judged a long time ago, but he's been sparing me. I don't know why, but he gave me enough time to come back and start studying this word, and it scared me. So that grace period I got was to come back and learn this word, and he's still showing me grace. A grace period is not a time for you to pay over your food. I'm gonna take prayer and take my grace. That ain't, no, y'all playing with the Most High in these churches. The Most High said, fear the Lord. That's one of the first things you're supposed to do is fear God. And y'all don't have that fear in the church. Fear of him in the church. None whatsoever. I fear the Most High so much. We fear him in the UPK so much that Israel, we fear him so much. Just Israelites, we fear him so much that on Saturday, we could be out playing basketball and doing a lot of things that a lot of other people do on Saturdays. We give up one of the most days from Friday night to Saturday sundown. We give up that for the Most High when most people won't give up that. That's the fear of the Lord that came upon us that made us say, we got to start keeping this Sabbath. And we can't do this. The Most High said we can't do that. That's the fear. I fear the Most High. I fear Yahushua, Christ. I fear Israel, that if Christ Most High come back right now, we ain't ready. A lot of us ain't ready. Let's keep going. I read you guys about, I read you scripture every time it told Israel to separate. The Most High talks to a direct people and tell them they must separate from the other nations. Not gather with all the other nations, separate. Every time we gather in with these nations, we losing. We lose. The internet is just starting to bring a lot of this out. This shit has been happening. Our so-called white friends has been helped killing us. They got white women that hook up dates and have black guys come to meet with them. And a guy was telling me a story about in Portsmouth, how he was trying to hook up with a white girl. She called him over there. And when he went over there with some guys waiting with a bat, and they jumped on him with a bat, put him all in the hospital. I laughed for a moment because it was kind of funny. I said, damn, how you get set up like that? He's like, oh, man, when I walked in the house, I couldn't get out the door. Separate. He gave y'all so many beautiful things y'all can separate. Jesus Christ said when he separate the nations, With that, we are the ISUPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. To all my Black, Hispanics of Native descent, this message for you. If you're a Spaniard, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You know, and then another thing, and I want to also say this, and I don't give a damn about nobody who think I'm racist because I'm trying to unify my people when I'm watching everybody else around me unified. Everybody, from Africans to Chinese to Arabs. So I don't want to hear that shit. Shalom.